What up, what up, what up, what up, party people? Here we go, yo, boom. Man, I want to talk to you guys about this topic right here, man. You see, a lot of us find ourselves repeating the same things over and over again. Out there, pump it up, everybody. Here we go. Woo! Come on, party people. Hope you guys have been great, man. Been thinking a lot, doing a lot of thinking and a lot of research on things going on in my life, and I want to share with you guys. Bobblehead in the house. Alex just like me. Oh my. Come on, sing it out with me. Say. Happy Thursday to you guys, man. I'm changing real quick after this. I gotta go take a photo shoot with my whole thing. My company, my other company. But I want to talk to you guys real quick about reflections and the importance of it. Have you ever found yourself years later doing the same, in the same bad situation or in the same great situation and not knowing how you got there again, right? Things like this happen. And we're constantly finding ourselves repeating our mistakes over and over and over again because we never take the time to sit back and reflect on negative situations. How did I get here, man? Like, what happened that I'm here? Like, you go into debt, you know, you lose a business, you lose a relationship, you know, you find yourself in bad health. There's so many different things that you find yourself in that are negative and positive, and you don't even know how you got there. And that's where reflection is critical. It's critical to your personal development, to your personal growth, to being a bigger, better person. It is so important for you to take the time when you're in a bad situation and look back. You know, could I have done something different? Could I have done something? Did my actions move me forward or did my actions move me backwards? Instead of immediately blaming other people, do we take the time to grow, to take our lives into our own hands, take 100% responsibility for them, right? And then to say, you know what? You could have done this different. You know, you overreacted here. You know, you said the wrong things here. You know, you walked away instead of listening. You didn't participate in the negotiation. You know, what were my strengths in that situation? You know, what were my weaknesses? We don't take the time to reflect. And it's such an important thing for us to do. Did either of them serve me? Did my weaknesses serve me? Did my strengths serve me? You know, what was the questions that I asked? You know, like, why do you guys always want to do this to me? Why does this always happen to me? Why can't I ever get a break? Those are awful questions. Or, you know what? How can I learn from this and grow? So that you don't find yourself 10 years later in the same situation with a bunch of different people. Maybe the problem is you. You don't take the time to look at yourself and see what you're doing, whether it's good or bad. You know, was I kind? And who am I? Am I kind? Am I a peaceful person? Am I loving? Am I giving? Right? Or am I afraid and selfish? And do I lash out at people because I'm in fear? Do I bully others? Right? Am I bringing hope to the situation or confidence, or am I stealing joy? These are the questions that we should be asking ourselves, right? How can I learn from this? How can I learn from a good situation? Like, how did I get here? All right, what are all the good things that I did to get here so that you can have a map to do it again? Or if you find yourself in a bad situation where you can't get out of it, it's tough. You have to go through you're incredible in debt. You know, your lifestyle is not, you're living above your means, and you keep living and doing these things, and you find yourself in these awful situations, right? Did you react to situations? Did you support in the situations? Do I help? Do I help? Do you ask yourself, do I create opportunity, or am I a chaos bringer? Right? I mean, life lessons don't happen in the moment, people. You don't learn, you don't have an aha moment in that moment. They happen when you take the time to reflect on the moment. When you find yourself in a good situation and you look back and say, you know, what were the things that I did so I can do this again in everything in my life? So that I can improve these things. Or what were these things that I did that hurt me that I don't want to do again? That's where the reflection comes in, looking at yourself and asking these questions. You know, you can go through trials and tribulations, man, and celebrations and success, but without making time to reflect what happened, when it happened, you don't get to grow. You know, who made it happen? You know, who were involved in making this happen? Was I included in doing the bad stuff? Did I mess up? You know, was it my fault? Could I have done something better? You know, like in most situations, nobody says, you know, what's my outcome? What's my outcome here? You're in the middle of a heated conversation, and you're just going and going, and then you just stop and say, what's my outcome here? What do I want to achieve? Do I want to yell and scream and make somebody feel less than me? Or do I want to be heard? Do I want to hear the other person? Do I want to communicate and make something work? Reflection, man, is so important. It's super duper impressive. And sometimes we go and we go and we go and we go and we do things, and it's a bad situation, and we pick it up and we move along, and then we go and go, and we find ourselves right back in that bad situation. And sometimes you end up feeling like you're somebody completely different than who you're supposed to be. You're not even the same person anymore, because anger and bitterness, and not learning from what the anger and bitterness and the things that didn't work for you in the past and repeating them over and over again, you become somebody else that you're not anymore. You find yourself in these bad situations over and over again. So reflection is key. And I'm going to leave you with this. Not everything that is a face, right, can be changed. Not everything that is face can be changed, but nothing, and I do mean nothing, can be changed without you facing it. So reflect on the things that you're doing. Reflect on your behavior. Reflect on your success. Reflect on your failures. Reflect on the lessons that are brought to you. Learn to grow and be better. Be bigger, better, and you know, not bitter. Life is too short. So when you find yourself in a situation that you've been in before, that means you haven't reflected on that. And this time you should. So I love you guys out there. I'm glad I got to get on here, man. I've been reflecting on a lot of things in my life over and over again for the last couple of weeks, for a couple of months now. That's why I've been sporadic. I'm just focusing on what can I do to do things better, because I want more. I want more, and I'm not comfortable with what I'm getting right now because I want more, and I'm not doing. I have to reflect on, how do I get there? What do I need to do? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Who can I be? How can I do more? And I ask you to do that for yourself. Reflect. If you just got out of a situation, stop blaming. Why don't you sit there and reflect? Yes, some are awful, but a lot of them are not awful. A lot of them are just two people that just can't get along. They refuse to get along because they're focusing on themselves and not in each other. And so reflect, learn, grow so that you can be better next time. I love you. I really do. I'm glad you guys have been on here. Have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. I gotta get ready. I got like 10 minutes to do it. I'm so glad I got on here. Pick the Glide Ali Sam, and if you got some Mally, man. I want to reflect, I want to grow, I want to learn. I got to push myself. What am I not doing? Which is going to events, being around people that are bigger and better than me. Plain and simple, I have to do more. And I want you to do more. Reflect on the things happening when they're good and bad. You're amazing. Have a beautiful day. I love you. God bless you. Peace out, everybody.